Hey guys, this is Charles with Charlotte Area Historical Gamers, and today we're going to take a look at Cowboys 2, which is the new version of Cowboys Way of the Gun from Worthington Games. This is the original. I've had it for a long time. It came out in 2007. And some of the things I liked about this game is that it plays 2 to 10 players. The new version plays up to 12, I believe. There's a good age range, so you can... It says 8 to 80 years old. It plays in less than 60 minutes. And it's got a lot of good cowboy theme. A lot of the characters are kind of loosely based on big movies that you may have seen before. I started to do an unboxing before, but I really kind of wanted to go through and look at the components a little bit more before I showed it to you guys. One of the things I like the most is the new player aids that came out. So each one of the Cowboys has its own player aid, and you can do tracking off of these guys. The old version of the game didn't have it. There's also some new characters. I think this guy's new. And before, you had the markers that were kind of like this, and it had the numbers up top. So the new markers don't have that. It's kind of built into the unit here. So for me, it was always a pain having 3 Doc Holidays and not sure which one was supposed to be in the scenario. Kind of had to dig through and find it. These are all pretty straightforward. You got Roy Rogers looking character. I guess that's a Chuck Norris kind of guy. And then you got Wild Bill Hickok. You know, really Paul Newman. I have no idea who that guy is. And no idea about her. Clint Eastwood, Outlaw Josie Wales. So a lot of fun stuff. Here's Cowboy number 6, who's an Indian of some sort. So I really like the new player cards because you can track your ammo on here. You can holster your weapon. You can do shotgun, rifle. And on the old version of the game, it was much harder to track. I kind of made these with the idea of took some MDF and kind of put it in there, and so put the character in here, and then when you changed them over, you put the pistols and things like that in the slots, the movement and the health, and horses and different things like that. And you could use the dice here to track your health. Well, now you've got this to track your health. And the new version of the game comes with these beads, which you can use to track your health, how many shots you have left on your gun. If you have a shotgun, how many shots you have left on the shotgun, etc. So, very nicely done. Looks great. And one thing I noticed about this version is that it says Cowboys and Indians Edition. So the original version didn't have any Indians that I remember. The player aids are really easy to understand. You've got the available actions to do, and it's, you know, move 1 square, move across a red line or entering a ford, mount and dismount, change facing when not moving, entering a creek. Very simple, straightforward things you can do, right? With your weapon, here's your things you can do. You can pick up, draw, or change a weapon, and this is how many point costs it costs you. Shooting costs you 2 points per shot. You can do spin and shoots, brawl an adjacent character, reaction shot, cost you all of your points, and your last gasp shot. So in the original game we had chits, and we put the chits in the bag, and you draw a chit to activate. So the same thing kind of works here. So it's a very nice mechanic because you never know who's going to go first. And if you run out into the open to shoot somebody, you might be able to get out of the situation before they have a chance to shoot back, which is always nice. But, and again, you might not. You could be trapped out in the middle while everybody's shooting at you. You get to perform your actions. Here's your actions listed. You draw another chit and activate another piece. And once the cup is empty, you turn it over and refill with activation chits, and you advance the turn marker. So here's your turn marker. Here's your shot chart. Let's see. Here's the solo rules. and different alternative variable damage and variable damage. So you can see there's a chart here, like a critical hit chart. Excuse me. Kind of goes through, and this is new. I've never seen this before. The solo chart, I believe, was there before, but there's two of these, so you can kind of keep one up for the turn record and one up for the solo chart if you want, or you can give one to each player and do like a two-player game. Again, this is the Cowboys and Indians edition, or Cowboys 2. And here's your activation chit markers. So you didn't have these before. You would use the spare units that you had for the same guy. So each character had 3 different chits, and you just used one of the other ones for the game. The Indians can be hidden or revealed, or activated using the activate chit into the game, right? Other game counters are pistol, rifle, shotgun, stagecoach, cattle, your turn marker, different types of terrain pieces, so you can kind of modify the board however you want, and a character tracking sheet, which we've already talked about. Line of sight is pretty easy to see in the game. Basically, the board is color-coded to show the areas you can shoot through or move through. There are 2 versions of the game. There's very simple rules, which is basically moving and shooting and turning and different things like that. And then the advanced rules, which add a lot of fun to the game. Some nice examples of line of sight, but honestly, the game makes sense, right? So if you're standing in a window and you can see out the window, this is the cone that you can see out of. Just drawing a line down this way. If you're shooting through a door from back here, you can only hit this square here. Some nice examples of a gunfight. How to use the Indians. So since this is new, I'll read this out. Unless stated otherwise, Indians enter the board hidden side up and are moved by the players. Hidden Indians receive 2 action points per turn when their color chit is drawn. Revealed Indians receive 4 action points per turn and perform action just like townfolks. All Indians are armed with rifles unless otherwise stated. Reveal any Indians that within 5 moves of a character the first time they are hit in a shoot action. Only revealed Indians fire. A player controlling hidden Indians may choose to reveal them and fire them in the same turn. There's some nice cards. We'll go over that in just a second. Cards override any rule. The top right of any card will state when during a turn the card can be played, following the instructions on the face of the card. So here's a critical hit. You can play this during your turn. It does double damage on your next shot. You can play this immediately. A good day for a killing. Raise a 0 rated character by a +2 shot modifier for the remainder of the game episode. May be swapped for another card if you have no 0 rated character. Raise one character's health by 1. May not be played to resurrect a dead character. So lots of fun things. Townfolk. Add 1 townfolk within 5 movement squares of your character. Townfolk are armed with rifles and they may not move or shoot on the turn placed. Adrenaline. Townfolk. Health. Speed load. 1 pistol is automatically loaded. Discard this after play. So that's some examples of things you can do. The episodes are basically scenarios, solitaire rules, changes to the game. So AI pieces do not track ammo. Much like in the movies, their guns are always loaded. AI characters don't brawl. They're always looking for the kill. AI piece health. Available actions do not affect its movement, shooting ability. The only things that affects how many hits it receives to eliminate it. Movement and shooting is determined by the solo chart, and at times the player will need to make decisions for the AI side. So this is a pretty movie-like experience, so it's really easy to play and get a feel for it. There's a lot of fun things you can do in the game, like burn down buildings. I just remember me and the guys playing this, and we just had so much fun. So it's a very light beer and pretzels game. You'll get trapped inside of a building trying to shoot your way out or get out, and you just can't, and then People light it on fire, and then you're just kind of done. Let's see. So here's your optional rules. You've got fan fire, shooting multiple times, two-handed weapons, deadly shots, variable damage, which we talked about earlier, and you can build your own cowboy. And here's something called role-playing. So that could be kind of fun. So here's the scenario book. And one thing I really like about Worthington is these guys are from the area that I grew up in. So sometimes you'll get a little flair of Virginia in here. So this is Virginia, August 24th, 1903. Get a little cartoon character thing here. I know they've done Forged in Fire, which is about Fort Monroe to Richmond. And that was always a fun area to grow up in because there was so much history there. The episodes are very easy to understand and very short, straightforward. The top shows the orientation of the map. So this is just a one map scenario. And this is a one map scenario I, right? So here you've got 4, and that's the orientation. Special rules. Damn your cattle. So it's got different levels too. So you've got beginner, intermediate, more intermediate, advanced. And so this is like 5 maps in the Battle of the Adobe Walls. So you got 22 scenarios here. I think the original one had maybe 10 or 12, something like that. Here's your counters. So these are the activation counters that you use drawing out of the cup. And horses, coffins, different terrain. Indians, not revealed, and revealed. And different weapons. So here's your maps. They're all double-sided. And they match up really well to the original game. So if you have the original game, you can make really large maps if you want. Just kind of make a big town out of it. Here's the colors for the line of sight we were talking about earlier. And all the terrain's built into the map, so it's really easy to see stuff, understand what's happening. Dentist, the undertaker, the lawyer, a river, things like that. So that's pretty much it, except for I just wanted to show you the stand markers. So the stands are like this. All right, so you've got your character and he's walking through town, and then this is his character card. So it's pretty straightforward. You got a pistol. I guess you put it there. You change that to a rifle. So that's it. I hope you get a chance to play the game. It is very fun, very light. Make sure to play the advanced rules if you're looking for something a little deeper. The light rules are very light. Again, it has a very nice movie-like experience. And I hope you enjoyed the review. Take care. Bye.